We got a guest to my left, and I need to hear a little ditty sung by me and my man Chan.
Yep.
Can we hear it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I saw the light. I was baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man.
I think I was at a concert. I had to eat some peanuts, listen to you singing some
What are
country.
you doing? You eating at the table?
Can I do that?
I mean, no, but you make your own rules, buddy.
I've ate here before, ain't I? I guess I won't.
It might be a new policy.
I won't eat them.
No, you go ahead now.
Sorry.
Look, it's not my rule.
Sorry. Oh, hey, it don't say don't eat in here.
You need a sign?
I need a sign.
Here's your sign. Bryce, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I got wet feet, but other than that, we're good.
So what, you got a hole in the shoe situation, or did you step in a puddle situation?
Just wet. It was raining, and
that can really, I don't know about ruin your day, but it can make your day a lot worse.
If I keep them any longer, I might get the gangrene.
That would be awful.
I need to change my socks.
Do you need to, if you want to take them off and maybe sit down at that seat, I'll allow you to. Oh, you got, you seeing our new TV?
Nice. I thought so.
What you think of that beauty?
That's nice.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Dang, we're doing all sorts of things up here.
That is true. And we got nice water for you as well.
I know.
And peanuts. We got it all from our man, Bryce Williams. Bryce, man, we are counting it down, dude. We are getting close.
What number are we at?
Sean, do you have an official number on the David Price Construction countdown to kickoff? I know we are 3 weeks and 5 days. Does that sound right? We had about a 26er or something like that. We'll see what the number Sean comes up with in his calculations. But East Carolina and Norfolk State will do battle on the 31st, 25 days from now, on the David Price Construction countdown to kickoff. And Bryce will kick that off with our Pirate Radio football kickoff party on Thursday the 29th. Bud Light, Carolina Eagle, and friends. We're all going to be there. Blake Pro will be there. Should have been Cowboys. Will be there singing the 90s country hits.
That's good. That's a good one.
And Bryce Williams will be there.
I plan to be.
Has Anna been able to kind of get out and do anything since?
Yeah, she's been venturing out a little bit here and there. Nothing too crazy yet, but I suppose like the whole 2-month mark is when I guess the immune system's developed, so we'll be able to stretch it out a little bit, so which is a good thing, because we're not saying he'll probably be at the party, but
right.
Come August, football season starts, and then I can take my son out in public. So it's just going to be great.
Oh, man.
Everything's
public apperances.
Exactly. We'll show him off. Not to brag, but already he's in the 91st percentile in a month. So
that doesn't surprise me.
He's got to stay in that range. Even that 95-ish, will be nice. We'll see.
Yeah, there you go. What are you raising there? Another football player, maybe a 7-foot basketball player, pitcher.
Either one of those would be nice. I know a few of my buddies are thinking. I tell you what, he's a 6, if whatever he may be, 6'5", 6'6", standing on the mound.
Yeah,
pretty good look. I'm like, yeah, that's true. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
You should be one of them dads that just starts training him right now to do everything with his left hand. Raise you a left-handed pitcher.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I have been putting him through some workouts, though, like on the the exercise balls.
Yeah.
So I'll lay him on there and literally kind of rotate the ball so he'll try and have to balance and stuff, go forward. So we're starting early.
Start to get some cognitive skills. Oh, yeah. All that stuff.
Time. Oh, yeah.
All right, Bryce, we got football audio, man.
Uh-oh.
So let's get to it. First day of full pads. You remember them days?
I did. I saw that, and that was very exciting. I wish I would have tried to get to practice today to see that, but I'm sure the energy will still be there when I make it out there.
Let's hear some of Coach Houston Shirley, what he had to say earlier today.
All right, probably your second favorite day of the preseason, his first day of full contact. And I don't think the kids disappointed either side of the ball. I thought we had good work today. We had 3 live periods. We had one to start the day that you guys got to see, and then we had inside run, middle practice, and then we finished with a live red zone, put the ball down the 20 and play it out. Our our team portion of the day was game regulation up and down the field, move the ball. So it was a lot of work today, but I thought we really competed well across the board and got some good stuff on film. So, really good stuff to coach from this afternoon.
Coach, this defense returned so many guys that were so good, inside the 10 last year, keep teams from scoring. So what type of, advantage does that provide for your offense being able to practice against that in the red zone?
Well, I told the defensive kids I expect us to be better this year than we were last year. We've got too much experience coming back. And I think that, just like we talked out there on the field, I was really pleased the way our offensive front practiced today. And, you got a defense coming back up front with what we have coming back. It's the iron sharpened iron deal that we talked about. It's just, you're going to make each other better. But certainly it's great for our offense to practice against, all the stuff our defense does. And it's great for our defense to practice against the offense with all the different stuff that they're going to see. We really should be really well prepared for the vast majority of our schedule. Now, the Army, Navies, and Liberties are a little bit different, but the rest of them are pretty much similar offenses.
How is the defense doing with keeping up with the high tempo of the offense?
It gets them. I mean, we're going to be in shape, that's for sure. We're pretty good for the first several plays, and then, that pace, wears on you, especially if the offense is able to convert and get first downs and really keep the chains moving. But that's good for us defensively, and I really look forward to seeing it in Daddy Ficklin Stadium on the 31st.
The transfers, freshmen, you give them a lot of attention because they're new, but like the guys going in their second, third year, do you see them make a jump this time of year compared to the past?
Well, that was the challenge we issued the other night was they need to make a jump. If you're a second-year guy, you need to be on special teams, you need to be in the depth, you need to be competing for playing time. If you're not, then there's an issue there. And so, we have some that are, some that, need to come on along. But, you're going to see some young guys play for us this year, and that's good because, we do have a large number of seniors that are going to graduate, and we got to have guys ready for, who's next up.
First day of full pads, the energy's high, the competition's high. How was the trash talk today?
Oh, it's there. I mean, and we talked a lot about just, I love the competition, okay? We got to keep it in check, though. We can't have, silliness that takes away from practice. And so there's a line that we got to be able to, play with in practice and on game day. And so for us, we don't want to practice anything that we're not going to be able to do on game day. So I got no problem with them, going at each other, but I want to keep it, make sure we keep it, appropriate.
All right, so Mike Houston comments there. Bryce, you're not a great person to talk to about the trash talk and stuff because you didn't involve yourself much in it, and because you weren't much of a talker, guys wouldn't talk much to you. So
right.
Kind of a quiet time when you're covering Bryce Williams out there just playing football, but you've seen it. A fine line, I guess. It was the Giants and Lions who have been practicing together, and apparently there has been just fight after fight, which always happens when you put these NFL teams together in the heat. And you've maybe experienced some of that too. But we talked about the fights at ECU. Were there any training camp fights in the NFL when you were there?
I'm trying to think back. I think there was a few, but like no one that was there, but I cannot remember what team it was. I don't think we ever gotten any tussles when the Patriots. We did a joint practice with the Bears. Nothing happened there. And then we had a joint practice when I was with the Panthers, with the Titans. Maybe not. I don't really think so because we didn't do any joint practices with the Cardinals. So maybe there wasn't any scuffles.
Did you like those compared to just the normal practice or dislike them? Or what'd you think?
I guess it did break it up a little bit, to see to see different teams. Of course, the opportunity to see other teams, other players, even guys who, I was not say admired, but I thought it was cool to see some of the vet guys from other teams and stuff. I enjoyed those, and of course there was one-on-ones and stuff. So it's exciting. Like it's always nice to see a new face.
I don't know the joint practices. I like them. I know this isn't possible because of injuries and probably a million other reasons, but I think you could make money. So maybe there is a possibility. instead of having a purple gold spring game, have a ECU versus NC State spring game.
Yeah.
Now, you don't want injuries,
Yeah.
and that's probably the main thing. So, again, I know it'll never happen.
Yeah.
But the idea of maybe playing, because there are no football exhibitions. In high school, they have these jamborees, which I think they're supposed to have some actually this week,
Oh, man.
if weather permitting.
Real jamboree.
Yeah, you get together with some teams, right, and play some scrimmages. But just because it involves so many people and the injuries are, so prevalent, you just can't do that like you do in other sports, I guess.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Because, obviously basketball, scrimmages and thing. I mean, obviously the contact's what makes it, obviously the riskier thing. And it is fun. I mean, it'd be cool to, scrimmage against, not even in it, like just, the team that I've never faced or not going to face that season. I think it would be fun to, do some type of scrimmage.
Think about Bryce in the fall, even in the fall when football's not really on in the spring. When's the spring game? April, I guess, something like that. Football's not really on the mind. You put ECU and Virginia Tech in a spring game together, I mean, you'll sell the damn thing out.
Most definitely.
So,
Definitely.
it's a money-making idea.
Nice. I mean,
you know what? And if we're going to pay the players, figure out a way to give them a piece of the pie.
right.
They'll be risking their bodies for some cash.
Shoot, everybody, I think everybody's winning in that, in that deal.
We're certainly winning. That would make things way more interesting. So, just an idea that, again, I don't think will ever happen and I get it because of the physicality of it. You don't want to lose. We don't want to lose, Rajay or Chase Sowell in April in a game that really doesn't matter.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But be honest. What would you rather win? A spring game against NC State or a real game against Norfolk State? What are you more excited about?
Right.
I know my answer, and I think I know all of your answers. Shirley, let's hear more from Mike Houston.
What do you like so far about what you see out of Hauser and Garcia, quarterbacks?
Well, I guess probably the number one thing is their accuracy. Number two is probably decision making. I mean, I think those are two pretty important qualities for a quarterback. I thought Caton had his best day of the fall camp yesterday. I mean, he really, really played well. Today, need to look at the film, but, Jake was with the ones today, certainly did some good stuff. But, we threw a lot more at him today, especially during the live periods. Now, all of a sudden, it's not tag, it's not thud. I mean, it's tackle to the ground, and so that changes the way people operate sometimes.
And Jake and Caden, I mean, they can move pretty good now that they're getting running, but how much does that maybe provide them improvising a little bit?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, they have the ability to do things with their legs. Now, neither one of them you would label as a running quarterback, but when the play's there, they're able to make it, and both of them have done that. Jake had a real nice play inside the 10 today, scrambling. Caton had a zone read the other day, went for about 30 yards. So, when the play's there, they can make it with their legs, and they can also extend plays, which I think that's, vitally important. In today's college football, with all the, multiple defenses you see and all the pressure you see, the ability to improvise when the play breaks down is very, very important.
How much of a concern is the, storm and the rain and all that this week?
It's a huge concern, just like the heat was last week. You have no ability to practice if it gets really bad, and that concerns me for the next several days. We're supposed to have a practice tomorrow night under the lights to help prepare us for, the night games to start the season. But I don't know what we're going to be able to do tomorrow just yet. The players, they'll be ready. We'll try to get practice in whenever we can, try to find the best window.
How's the offensive line coming along with a new coach in that room?
Very pleased. I'm very, very pleased with the offensive line right now. You got guys with experience. That's huge. I think that Matt and the other guys working with the offensive line have done a great job with that group. And it's just like, when we went in that little goal line period to start, you had a group that felt confident, going out there against our defense. You went to inside run, and you didn't have all the negative plays that we typically have, with inside run. You had an offense that can challenge the defense. And it's just, I'm pleased with where we're at right now. We're not the finished product, but it is night and day from where we were last year.
I know you want your tight ends to make plays. I know you were asked about it on Saturday, but now that it came to full contact and they've got a run block as well, are you seeing good balance of them being an extension of the offensive line as well as athletes?
They know they've got to. There's so much competition in that room right now. If they don't do a great job blocking, they won't be on the field. And I can say the same thing about the receivers. Our ability to block on the perimeter is drastically improved. But the competition level is so high in those two rooms. I mean, there's only so many snaps on the field, and I feel like we have great depth. And so they're really pushing each other, and I'm pleased with how that aspect is coming along.
All right, there is Mike Houston. We think tight ends, especially now, Bryce, we think of the Kelce's and Kittles and all these guys in the NFL, Sam Laporta from the Lions, just amazing pass catchers and runners after that. But there is still need for that tight end to help out in the blocking game. You did some of that. At other times, we saw you split out in the slot. So Mike Houston said these guys are going to have to learn, to do both. And that's a position that I'm interested to see how John David Baker utilizes this year. What do we do with our tight ends?
I hope, a little bit of everything. I hope to see pretty much everything that I did, from your hand in the dirt to in the wing, in the backfield.
Yeah.
Obviously in the slot, and then even, singled out. I think the more this is probably a biased response, but the more you change up the location of your tight end, a little more difficult you make it for defenses to sort of, guess what, what's going to go on. And I loved being a versatile. I loved, being in the backfield, and it was, short yardage, and I was lead blocking, linebacker. That was super fun. And of course that led to other little, I guess you say, pop passes, or that'd be acting like I'm running to block the linebacker and slip by him and then just get a pass dumped to me. So,
Slim 80, lead blocking. You really grew up, bro.
I know. Well, thank goodness I wasn't Slim doing it, but I did enjoy the name. But I'm excited to see that. I'm thinking, he's going to pretty much utilize the tight ends like I was utilized, which is super exciting. And that's why I'm excited for this season. And then obviously trying to get out there during training camp and, see it before the season starts.
We'll hear a little bit more from Mike Houston. We'll get our Fleet Feet rundown and have more for you. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live with former East Carolina tight end Bryce Williams. We'll also have to go Pirate Radio outdoors as well. What does this rain mean for fishing as far as the future? I'll ask Bryce that when we return. Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Coach Hud joining us on a Tuesday. Hopefully he'll be here on his normal spot Thursday. All right, got a thumbs up for that. So we got the D coordinator and the tight end here. Let's see, Coach. Tony.
I just like being next to him because I look skinny.
So that era, we saw the Antonio Gates in the NFL and Tony Gonzalez. So tight ends, there were no Kelce's or Kittles yet, but tight ends were being used more than blockers during your time here at East Carolina, I would say. So how did the evolution of guarding the tight end change during your time as a coach?
It hasn't. You can't cover him.
You can't cover him. Okay, you like that answer, right, Bryce?
And the power pass in the red zone, it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a 78% success rate in the NFL. Tight ends are a pain.
That's why Bryce wanted to ran more his senior year, I guess, right?
Yeah, I know.
We would just take a defensive end and an outside linebacker, and if it was a great player that could really hurt you, we made a pinch call, and then both of us just grabbed him.
Yeah.
And just
maybe they'll call it, maybe
just
not.
for a second.
Yeah.
And then that way it delayed the timing of any bus routes and stuff like that. Yep. We actually called it the first game here, I think, against Duke, and we got a penalty.
Yeah.
Because our DN made a great tackle.
With the guy that didn't have the ball on a guy that, yeah. Shirley, we have Movie Ticket Mondays. I think I know a movie that Bryce will not be seeing. Bryce, what'd you say? We saw an ad during the break. What'd you say?
Beetlejuice.
He said Beetlejuice creeped him out. Now, Shirley, we're a little older. So we saw it. You might have been too young for Beetlejuice at the time, Bryce.
Maybe when I saw it.
Because it did have some scares in it.
Yeah, it's weird, like when the mouth thing opened up.
Oh, that was great.
It was so cool.
Tiny head guy.
Yeah. The little worm, the sandworm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're not a Beetlejuice guy?
No, I just
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
Don't say it 3 times.
I just like that Keaton's coming back for it. I think
I
it'd
like
be cool.
the fact that most of the original cast is back.
What's her name?
Winona Ryder.
Ryder, yeah.
She plays the daughter, Lydia, if my memory serves correctly, and then the mother, who's also I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But
That
she was in
can you say?
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yeah.
Because that's SCHITTS.
Yeah.
I have one positive thing about Beetlejuice.
You know what? I want to
Maureen
say
O'Boyle.
it too. I want to say it too. Schitt's Creek.
There you
Just
go.
fun to say.
Maureen O'Boyle. That's the actress's
Sorry,
name.
Cole. I apologize. It's
Yeah,
the name
you didn't
of a
hear
TV
that.
show.
See, I told you we curse on
Yeah.
the air sometimes.
Here's Johnny.
Movie Ticket Monday coming back next Monday. I saw Twisters in the theater.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
It's a fun summer movie.
Yeah, I think yeah.
If you want
You
to
like
see
flying cows.
tornadoes.
Yeah.
Cows. We got cows.
Fleet Feet Rundown. Alex Harper's here. Alex, tell us about the Fleet Feet Rundown.
Hey, Pirate Nation. Be sure you have the best and most comfortable shoes this tailgate season with a stop at Fleet Feet. Locally owned and operated by ECU alum Chris Lunyon. Fleet Feet of Greenville provides solutions through one-on-one services to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Go see them at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf location. Fleet Feet. They run for you.
Just saw this from Steve in the chat. He said, Shirley, you are the glue that holds Pirate Radio Live together.
Yep.
He said, Clip, you are the rock upon which the show is built. Sean, you are the door stopper that keeps the door open when Pirate Radio Live is trying to go live. That's not nice, Steve.
Now the question is,
That's a big rock.
which door stopper is it? The one that's kind of like that angle type door stopper, or is it the one that everybody goes boing, 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 boing?
Oh, I like those. Are those still a thing now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man! I
Okay.
play with those things every time I see one. I have to flick it and
yeah.
make that noise.
Some other notes from the chat. Robert says we did a preseason scrimmage versus a different team in community college back in the 90s. Coach Hud, did you hear my spring game idea? Let's play real games.
No.
I know.
Somebody get fired for that now. They'll just find another reason to fire somebody.
No, yeah.
What if you did get fired after losing a spring game? That is hilarious.
It's like now you could get popped after a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
You used to be safe at a bowl game. Now you can get, you lay an egg in a bowl game, you can get bye-bye.
Chad said it would be cool to have a jamboree in college, even if it was like a 7-on-7 or something like that.
Yep.
Just throwing around ideas, money making. Y'all like money at universities, right? It would make some money. People would show up.
They're going to need it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Most difficult sport. I brought this up because we're watching some water polo. Mm-hmm. And I got to imagine, Bryce, that this. So you play football. You would argue that's one of the more, if not the toughest sport, right?
That's what they look like.
So Cole is a D.H. Conley soccer player, which when it comes to, I would say, endurance, has got to be one of the most toughest sports.
Hi, Cole. That's the new intern, by the way.
Cole is, he's a high school kid. He's just kind of learning the ropes.
Got to have tough shins.
Yeah.
Soccer.
Yeah. All right. Water polo's got to be up there. Just what'd you say, Bryce? Just endurance, or
I would think definitely the endurance aspect of it makes it difficult. I think the concept, the concept doesn't seem as difficult, but obviously the
you're treading water.
the whole time swimming. That's I think the difficult part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, the most difficult sport is probably golf because you have this, an inch and a half of leeway, technically.
There's one sport that you don't practice. Boxing.
Right. That's true.
You fight.
Right. Yeah.
You
That's
get hit
true.
in the face.
Yeah. That's a difficult one.
How about hockey? Ice hockey.
Still got pads.
Pads. Yeah.
So you would say boxing is the most difficult? That's also an endurance sport too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
especially
you
with
gotta be in
those
great shape and you get hit in the face.
Yeah.
those old
face.
12-round bouts. That's
That
insane.
they did every other month.
Yeah.
Guy fights 6-7 times a year.
Oh my
Jeez.
goodness. Whew.
For probably not a whole lot,
Yikes.
I would imagine,
Yeah.
back then. Unless you're getting beat by Tyson in one round. Just step right up. All right, boxing, water polo. We've named a few. Anything else?
Fire walking.
I don't know what that is. You're walking on fire? Coals?
Yeah.
Is that a sport?
I'm sure.
Have you done that?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Isn't it all mental though? Can't you get your chi and stuff?
What's his name? The motivational speaker guy? Doesn't Tony Robbins? Doesn't he have people walking?
Tony Robbins. I don't know. I hadn't heard that name in a while. Mike P said boxing has pads on their hands.
Go ahead and let one hit you in the face.
Right.
It isn't the one you see in the Olympics.
So would you say
the 6 ounce or 8 ounce gloves? Or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Would you put UFC ahead of boxing then? As far as I can't even watch
you
that.
Get your arm snapped off.
I don't like
UFC's
watching.
Probably, I would think.
I mean, you got a chance of a limb just.
Oh God!
Like
How in
this
the
is
world? Is that for the peanut shell?
Yeah, we're even. We're even. Sorry.
I didn't know what was going on.
I can't. Which is it hypocritical that I love watching football, but I don't like watching UFC because I just don't want to see a guy get his face bashed in or an arm snap.
I mean, because you're getting kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Like your shin could cut.
I just don't enjoy seeing that personally. So
it's intense.
All right. Oh, what do we got? Guys getting blasted?
That's a tight end.
Oh God.
Was that Mark Bavaro?
Bingo.
Jeez, my gosh.
Still going.
Mark Bavaro dragging guys. Who's your all-time favorite? Who's on your short list for all-time favorite tight ends, Coach?
The Gronk.
Yeah. Which Bryce was in camp with him, right? Said he was
Bavaro.
Pretty much like he is to us, right?
Yeah.
Just a big kid.
Yeah.
Bavaro was a 6'5", 255, 60 pound, built like Stallone.
And I wonder how many catches he would have back then playing with the Giants and Phil Simms. Because, like, if he's in today's NFL, he's catching 80 balls probably. Back then, you don't throw as much to the tight end.
I mean, that's a big. What year was that? 1980.
He still had 66, 55, 53, 43. Those are especially for that time period. That's a lot of catches.
That's pretty big in the 80s. Is that still big? How were the tight ends
Huge.
all that big?
No.
Yeah.
With those big giant shoulder pads too.
Yeah.
Enormous.
Yeah. Dang right.
How much faster would you have been, Coach, if you got to wear the small pads like these guys today?
4.4.
Good answer. Good answer.
In the 30.
Yeah.
In the 30. Okay. Let's see. Oh, let's do a thumb through. So first name that comes to your mind, Bryce and Coach, when you hear, that was a good one. Because I won't say it because Coach Hud might. Who you got for Nebraska?
I never know, but I only reference Junior Sam. The Ndamukong Suh.
Ndamukong Suh. Yeah.
His last year, they had 50 sacks that season. I think they had 52.
Golly. That's insane.
I would go Tommy Frazier first on my list and Eric Crouch.
Man. Tommy Frazier was a beast.
You know what's bad when it comes to Nebraska? Amon Green went there. Like, all my names come from the 90s.
Johnny Rogers.
Because they just haven't really been
relevant.
Yeah.
Is Matt Rule? Yeah.
They switched conferences.
Went from the Big 8. Yeah, to Big 12 to Big 10.
And they don't have fields that you run downhill on as much anymore. They're a little less of a crown. Dude, when you stood on one side of the field against Oklahoma or Nebraska and you looked across, you couldn't see from the waist down of people.
Really? Wow.
Well, why? Is there a reason for that?
Because when they pitched it on the option, Billy Sims was running downhill at you.
The hell.
That's exactly why.
I didn't think about those little things. You told the story last week about the grounds crew making the grass a little bit higher.
Allegedly.
When Florida State came to play.
Allegedly.
Slow them down a little bit.
Looked the same to me. It was green. Thick. Had a little bend at the top to it. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Dang.
What do you think about Matt Rule?
And the sprinklers came on in pregame accidentally.
Oops.
I'm just kidding.
Matt Rule made Temple a winner, turned Baylor around, flamed out in the NFL. Can he win at Nebraska, Coach Hud?
In the collective NIL period, yeah, absolutely. Well, can he get in the top 12?
I mean, with this schedule, he's got a chance, but let's see what they got.
Man, that league is brutal.
So they have at Ohio State. They do not have Michigan. They do not have Oregon. They do go to USC. They got Wisconsin at home. So they are missing out on some of the big boys. But at USC, at Ohio State. Non-conference, they got the return match with Prime and Colorado.
Going to USC is not a hard deal because it's actually an enjoyable atmosphere. And it's 74 degrees and sunny.
Oh, yeah.
And their players don't really like tackling you, which is good.
Yeah, currently they don't.
No, not at all.
Based on last year. They had a drug problem. They got drug up and down the field.
I don't know where it was going with that.
I let it go. I let it go definitely silent for a second.
That's
to lure you in.
Kids, that's great. That's called great comedic timing.
Yeah.
There, Greg Hudson.
Oh, crap. I didn't know that.
Jamie says Dallas. Oh, okay. He was talking about his favorite tight ends, not Nebraska. Dallas Clark on his list.
Oh,
he's a Colts
man.
fan. You like Dallas Clark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Had to defend him. Pain.
Remember you were the tape? I remember watching
44.
Yeah, 44. I remember that thing. That's wild.
Yep.
A little flashback there from my younger years.
Let's get another break. We got a few more Mike Houston comments to get to, so we'll talk some more Pirate football when we return. We'll also go Pirate Radio Outdoors with Bryce Williams. See if Greg Hudson has any fishing stories. The way Hud tells stories, he's probably got some. He caught one.
If it's a fishing story, I'll just make one up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. The tight end, Bryce Williams. The DC, Greg Hudson. Shirley Rhodes. Young Cole. And the Chan Man. All right, I want to hit on a few things, including Pirate Radio Outdoors. Do we have? Let's go there because Robert's actually got a question. Does Bryce fish for big reds in August? He said, mouth of the noose, Brant Inland Shoal.
I do fish for big reds. Hopefully, I will get out this weekend. Obviously, well established as a father, 1 month old. So now I think Anna's saying, okay, you put your time in.
Oh, okay.
The new boat came in last weekend. So.
A lesson will be offered after the show.
Right. Oh, yeah. And so hopefully I can take the new boat out and go fishing. But I do target those in August.
What does all this rain mean for fishing once this rain is gone, Bryce?
One thing that affects, that rain affects, obviously the brackish water is the salinity of the water, which can allow fish to kind of...
Spell that clip.
Yeah.
But plus tax.
Which could allow, some fish to, sort of move out towards more of the mouth of the bigger water and stuff as they move. Because sometimes the water's real salty. You'll have fish pushing up all the way, up into Washington. Not maybe so much big reds, but they'll just sort of move out. Bait will move out. They won't be as far up in the creeks as normal, as kind of what it'll do. But obviously big fronts and stuff can get fish chewing. Post and pre-front.
Man, he's even got the lingo down.
Yeah,
fish
this is
chewing.
I understand every eighth word he says.
We're going to fish and chewing today, buddy.
So it has some pros and cons, but too much can, like I said, hinder the salinity of the water and make
It's like
things
a
a little
fishing
more
show.
What's your relationship with fishing, Coach? You enjoy it?
Yes, my grandfather took me deep sea fishing, and I was hooked on it down in Florida, just getting out the salt water. And then when I moved back down there, we lived on a feeder canal that went out towards Sanibel in Sanibel Island in Captiva, and we were taking frozen mullet, 2-inch chunks.
Oh yeah.
Feeding the bottom, and just getting those black tip sharks.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
We had a kid. I was coaching high school football that season. We had a kid. I got a picture of it. One guy had it locked on, and it started to go underneath the canal. underneath the dock, and then you cut the line. This kid, I'm just standing there watching this kid fight this. It was a 3-foot shark. He's fighting it. I just see a whoom. Kid goes flying by me, jumps in, grabs it, throws it up on the grass.
What the?
I never seen anything like it in my life. And I said, I'm like, why did you do that? He goes, we do it all the time. So they go to Sanibel, to the pier, and the guys get on mackerel, and they can't land them.
Yeah.
And the kids run out, and help pull them in, and the guys give them cash.
Wow.
Jeez, and they're launching off the pier, which is it the tall piers like
No,
that here?
no,
So-
there was a lower
Okay, I was
pier.
about to say, dang,
not the tall one where,
they're
where the
launching
hammerheads are out there really
Right.
waiting on you.
Yeah. Dang. That's wow. That's wild.
All right, there's some. Add that to your bucket list, Bryce.
Yeah.
Catching one with your hands. There you go.
Goodness gracious.
Where are we at on hunting, Bryce? What's on the horizon? Anything?
We're like the next stop would be dove season, and Labor Day. But then obviously deer season follows that week. So just deer hunting prep really, and people,
Got your
prepping
bow
doves,
ready?
yeah. The bow. I actually thought about shooting it the other day, but I'm like, I'm not standing out in this.
It's
heat.
just like sitting next to Rambo.
I'll try and get some deer hunting prep, scurry out there and see if I can stick one. We'll see. But
Another term. Stick one.
Stick one.
Shoot one, stick one.
Yeah.
You used to say that to your linebackers. Go stick one.
Stick one. Yeah, you stick one.
Bryce Williams, Pirate Radio Outdoors, featuring Greg Hudson. We'll take our final break, come back, and get ready to wrap it up here on a Tuesday. Back with you after
Go
these
ahead,
words.
Jimmy Houston.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, we're back.
Get out there.
Take somebody.
Bryce and
That's
Hud
true.
talking fishing spots.
With Jimmy Houston over here.
Interesting looking guy, that Jimmy Houston. I
Yeah.
saw during the break.
You Google YouTube. I think Dion had a fishing show at one time.
Who?
Prime time.
Oh really?
Fishing with Dion.
I might have to look that up.
So when you were at Florida State, Dion was probably an analyst, right? An NFL analyst. Like, did he ever show up in Tallahassee? I know he
Yeah.
wasn't.
In the off season.
Yeah.
Just not a lot.
Did you meet him?
Yeah.
Is he like
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the
I did meet
does he-
Derek Brooks. I was like in awe.
We talked about that one last week. He was a bad dude. Is Dion? Does he have kind of an act that he shows everybody, or is he the same? Would you say
No,
off
he was-
camera?
I mean, when the lights are on,
He's a little more prime.
he's going to get paid for it. But
He knew you weren't giving any money, so he's just a normal guy.
he's a good guy.
That's cool. Did you meet Burt Reynolds? Have I asked you
Yes.
that? He's a Florida State guy, right?
Yeah. The Bandit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's pretty cool.
They put the Band 1 decal, they put it on their helmet after he passed away.
Oh wow.
Wonder who else can I ask? Oh, Hud, did you ask on the air the question about the Bolitnikov, or was that off the air?
That was off.
Greg Hudson had a great trivia question. What school has the most All-American wide receivers,
Nice.
but has not had one win the Bolitnikov? I would not have said this answer because I could have swore Peter Warwick won the Bolitnikov, but the answer is Florida State.
That's right.
Because Troy Walters won that year from Stanford, 1999. I don't know what he did, but I saw Peter Warwick games, and that guy was awesome.
Yes, he was.
He was a phenomenal player. Fun having you guys here.